The question is, a patient of mixed dentition age. This is a very key important word. Mixed dentition. Okay. So this you need to remember. Has midline diastema and Blanche test was positive. What is this Blanche test? What I do is I hold the labial frenum and I press it. If it blanches on pressing, what I mean by blanching is if it becomes white on pressing, that is what is the Blanche test. And that was positive. The image shows an erupted 2-1 and erupting 1-1. Okay. The reason for the midline diastema would be, so like I was talking to you about the Blanche test, this frenum that you see over here, I hold it with probably tweezers or I hold it with my fingers and I press it. When I press it, this entire area becomes white. This area, it becomes white around the labial frenum. That is what is the Blanche test. So in this patient, the Blanche test was positive. So when a patient has midline diastema, there are two primary reasons why the patient could have midline diastema, especially when there are erupting teeth. Three of them. Let's keep it as three. Sorry. Three reasons why the patient could have a midline diastema in case of erupting teeth. Number one is a mesiodense. Number two is a high frenal attachment. And number three is ugly duckling stage, which is a self-correcting anomaly. So out of the three that you see over here, when your frenum attachment is high and you perform a Blanche test, the Blanche test will be negative. However, if your frenal attachment is normal and you perform a Blanche test, the Blanche test will be positive. That is how you identify whether the frenal attachment is normal or it is papillary or papilla penetrating. If you press the frenum and the area does not blanch, that means it is a papillary or papilla penetrating. If it blanches, that means it is a normal mucosal or mucogingival attachment for gingival or mucogingival form of attachment of frenal attachment. So this can be ruled out from the question over here. Why? Because we told that the papilla is not penetrating. The size of the tooth. Now, when you have large teeth, as compared to the deciduous teeth, the permanent teeth are larger in size. So if you have large teeth, what is going to happen is the space is going to get closed because they are occupying that space. For example, my central incisors are this big. The deciduous central incisors are this big. My permanent central incisors are this big. Okay. So once they erupt, and if they are going to be erupting in the space that is there over here by the primary incisors, this space is going to get closed. So the size of the tooth is not the answer over here. Malalignment of teeth, again, mesiodense could be a reason why there is a midline diastema as well as malalignment of teeth. However, in this case, they haven't provided you with a radiograph and you have no idea about the radiographic appearance. So, malalignment of teeth can again be eliminated, and that brings us to the answer, ugly duckling stage. So, what is this ugly duckling stage? Usually in the mixed dentition period, what happens is the the permanent central as well as the lateral incisors erupt. However, the permanent canines are going to take much more time to erupt for two primary reasons. One, it is very far away from the tooth bud, develops very far away from the actual oral cavity. And two, since it is a large tooth and the primary canine is also a large tooth, it takes time for the permanent canine to resorb the primary canine and erupt into that space. So over here, if you see, the permanent canine, during its path of eruption, it exerts some lateral pressure on the lateral incisors. The lateral incisors in turn, like you can see over here, they erupt a pressure The lateral incisors in turn push the central incisors. So all the roots are being pushed mesially, and that as a result of this, the crowns are being pushed distally. Now, because of the pushing of the crowns distally, there is a diastema formation that occurs over here. And that is what is seen in the image as well. That there is a V-shaped diastema that is present. As the canine continues to erupt, it starts exerting pressure more towards the crown because it is coming downwards. So as a result, it starts exerting pressure on the crown structure and the diastema eventually closes. And once the canines completely erupt, they are going to completely close the space and that midline diastema will be lost. So this is a transient phenomenon. It is a self-correcting anomaly and it does not require any intervention. All you have to do is wait and watch. This was described by Broadbent and that is why it is also known as the Broadbent phenomenon.